Good evening YouTube, welcome back to Let's Play Felseal Arbiter's Mark with Pluton. Last time we left off we'd just defeated the battle at the crossroads and we'd opened up a optional character event, so without further ado we'll get straight into that. That was exhilarating, Captain. But I also feel a bit sick. It will pass. When I was a child, I dreamed of becoming an Arbiter just like my mother. I also dreamed of fighting alongside her, but never that I would be wearing her armour. Well, we did take her armour off to give to Kyrie, but that's outside the plot. The armour you inherited, but the position you earned. Watch this one for me, would you? Yes, Captain. Why would someone with your wealth and privilege stoop to murder? If that man had wronged you, I'm sure the court would be happy to hear your case. The court's manner of dispensing justice is too costly, slow for my taste. I don't understand. Sigh, that shocks me to my core. But what did he do to you? Let's just say he strayed from the rut which fate had gouged out for him. I still don't... Just like a pair of little girls I know, he interfered in the business of his betters, and quite soon afterwards paid the price for it. Perhaps one day you'll explain to me how such a powerful lord came to be the prisoner of a pair of little girls. Oh, burn. There we are, so we'll move on to Illister. I believe this is a major city within the map here. Probably going to have another cutscene. Sigh, why didn't you delegate the paperwork to Anadine? That's what captains in training are for. Anadine needs a break. The journey here has been much harsher than I would typically expect of a trainee. And this particular package I wish to deliver personally. Ha! I have guessed that was the reason. Greetings, Arbiter. How may I be of service? Guardsman 1. Hey there, Guardsman. It's Guardsman 1 actually, but... We're dropping this prisoner off for trial, on several charges, but primarily murder. Murder, is it? Shame. Not often this kind gets brought in alive. You heard the captain. This one's in for murder. Take him to the lower level and make sure he makes it safely to our darkest, dankest cell. I promise you will regret this entire charade, wench, and sooner than you think. Get moving, you. Yeah, listen to Guardsman 2. He's so surprisingly confident, I must say. His arrogance is breathtaking, true, but no longer any concern of ours. Go on ahead, Reiner, I'll file the charges. Apologies, Captain, but that will have to wait. The Immortals have convened a council session, and by their order, all Arbiter captains in the city must attend. Surely it can wait until I've formally submitted the charges. I want this done properly. I'm sorry, Captain, but it cannot. This morning's edict was quite clear. The meeting is of the highest importance, and all captains must appear without delay. Lucky we were here. But don't worry about the prisoner. He won't be going anywhere anytime soon. Alright, thank you, Guardsman. Guardsman 1. Come on, Reiner. Oh wow. This must be the Immortal Council. Yes. Septimus. I understand you've got some kind of announcement, Primus. Let's get on with it if we have to. As everyone knows, while each of the council bears the title of Immortal, we are not quite as long-lived as that. Every so often in the course of our reign, one of our number is replaced by a younger prodigy. The new Immortal retains the title of his predecessor and adopts his colours, but he is nevertheless a new Immortal altogether. Is this going somewhere? Septimus? Yes, I know. But important, nay critical, immortal business awaits me. Nothing less would tempt me away from this Congress, I swear. Now, I don't want to second guess things, but this guy looks like he might be a villain. Naturally. As I was saying, there comes a time for every immortal to surrender his mantle and step down. Now that time has come for me. Oh. That is certainly going to liven things up. Meaning I will have the opportunity to directly observe an immortal relinquishing his power. How absolutely fascinating. Are you quite committed to this decision, Primus? As everyone knows, I am the oldest remaining immortal, alongside Quintus. I was present on the day we brought down the ancient beast, and I personally scribed the founding tenets of the Immortal Council. What I'm getting at is this: it has been a very long journey, rewarding yes, but also tiring, and the time has come for me to step down. Our trusted Arbiter captains are no doubt eager to hear what follows. Quintus, would you kindly do the honours? You? Yes, of course, Primus. As this situation only occurs about once a century, it will be a mystery to most of you. When an immortal's time has come, a replacement is selected through a method called the Marked Pilgrimage. Every immortal marks a candidate of their choosing. The details of the pilgrimage are explained to the marked, but as they are of no import to you, I shall waste no time on that. What should be of great interest to arbiters, however, is that each marked is an immortal candidate, and as such is bound by no laws for the duration of their pilgrimage. You may render assistance unto them if it is requested, but must not otherwise interfere in their business. I believe that is everything. Are we done with surprise announcements for today then, Primus? Excellent. Captains, you are dismissed. Wow. Seems to have some kind of instant teleport magic. Primus is as old as the council itself. It would be strange to see another assuming his title. I suppose the day must come for each of them, and he has been at it the longest. Though he does seem surprisingly fit, especially in contrast to Quintus. Ah well, there will be plenty else to worry us soon enough. From what I've heard about the marked pilgrimage, chaos follows closely on its heels. Well now. Wait, what's this? Oh dear, what's he doing now? Decided to take the air, did you, Alphonse? Because I don't think it will agree with you. It's turned very serious. Well, well, the nosy wench and her hired gorilla come to see me off. What's up with his face? We're here to see you return to your cell, and promptly. I can't believe it. One of the immortals has chosen you to be a marked. Ah, that must be the face paint he has now. You're much sharper than you look, I grant you that. But indeed, only the absolute finest are selected as candidates for the exalted rank of Immortal. It's only natural my name would end up at the top of that list. Indeed. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must hasten my pilgrimage to Centina, and thereafter my imminent ascension to godhood. Well, I think we're going to stop that. We're just going to let him go? You heard the council's judgment. He's above the law now, untouchable. And off he goes. No, I can't believe that him was made a mark by the council. I need some time to think on this. Spread the word. We leave tomorrow at first light for Santina, and it seems we're going to follow him. I have a feeling trouble is going to find us on the way. Now we've opened up a few more nodes on the map. We should visit the store before we depart for Santina. We could certainly use an upgrade on some of our equipment. Yes, that is a bit basic. Usually the type of equipment you'd find in an outdoor travelling store. So first of all, yeah, I think we'll head to the shop. Buy some goods from this colourful fellow. So we've got about 5,000 GP, so let's see what we have on offer. No new weapons for Kairi. I'm going to keep her on this sword. We had opened up some of these accessories, so got a gauntlet with minor defensive stat updates. Ring for a decent bit of defense and resistance, but it also gives immunity to poison. And a similar ring which gives defense and speed, and also gives immunity to blind. That's quite powerful, but it is expensive at 2,000 GP, so I'm not sure we're going to be able to afford that at the moment. So this shop is only selling up to the bronze helm tier, so I think we'll get Kairi the bronze armour. That's quite cheap for decent stat upgrades. We'll come back to the accessories once we've gone through everyone. Now Reynor, we actually got a heavy crossbow from the last battle, so let's equip that on Reynor before we forget. And no upgrades for Reinor's armour at the moment. Anadine, definitely want to leave her on the mall for that really high attack bonus. And of course you can't equip a shield because it is two-handed. We've got the bronze helm and bronze armour. This armour is actually quite cheap considering we've got a lot of money. We might actually be able to get a few accessories. Nothing new for Virgil there. So you can use hats or light helmets. I think in this case, as he's a wizard, he's probably going to be getting damaged mainly by other casters, so we'll go for the circlet with the 6 resistance. And choice again between linen robe and traveller's garb. Again, one has higher physical defense and the other higher magical defense, so we'll leave him on the linen robe. Lana, no new weapons. She already has a circlet, so that's fine. And linen robe. And lastly, the colourful Rayfen. Might actually try her with the spear rather than the sword. It does actually give a little bit extra defense and greater attack, so I'm trying to see what the downside is compared to the sword. It also has 2 range as well, so it's a long spear weapon. It might be my ignorance, but I don't see any reason not to take that over the sword, so let's try out the spear. And she's already got the shield. We can get her up to a bronze helm, that would certainly be better with the higher physical defense. And bronze armour actually has lower physical defense and magical than the old armour, so yeah, no reason to buy that at the moment. Okay, so for now that will do. Wasn't too expensive, we've still got quite a bit of cash left over. Realised that Kairi is actually not using Oh, I'm sorry, we gave Rayfen the old armour rather than Kairi. That's fine, that could do for now. So I think nothing to keep our money for, so consider which accessories we want to get. We'll only be able to afford a couple of them at the moment. I think for Kairi, I might prioritise giving her the Shining Band to get her speed up as well as the blind resistance. She's going to be one of our most sort of versatile and all-round powerful characters, so with higher speed she's got, she's going to get more turns per battle, so get the Shining Band on her. And I wonder, it might be a good idea to have Lana with the to also take a Shining Band to prevent blindness. If she gets blinded when we're desperate for her to heal, that's possibly going to be a game over, so she can take the Shining Band. Oh no, we can't afford that. I think we'll take this off of Kairi. She doesn't strictly need that. And that will do for now. Let's hold on to a little bit of cash. So we should be moving on to the Timber Road to go and follow Alphonse. I think first of all though, from the last battle we've gained some AP, and this arrow here next to the characters tells us that that character can learn a new ability, so let's run through each of them and see what abilities we can take. As you can see, each of the classes that the characters unlocked has gained a little bit of AP from the battle, even though they don't have that class equipped, so eventually they will start to level up, but very slowly. So for Kairi and the mercenary line here, she's got Mind Strike. I think we would not be taking that for now, it's not going to be terribly useful. Counter Attack, however, this is probably one of the most powerful abilities we can get early on in the game, so this will counter with a regular attack any offensive action taken against the character by an adjacent unit. So if you can imagine a situation where Kairi might get surrounded and attacked by up to 4 enemies, as long as they're within 1 tile range, she will perform a full physical attack automatically back on them, so this is a huge boost to DPS with pretty much no cost to the unit themselves, so that's our first option. We can also take Health Expert. It's going to increase our HP by 25%, which is a considerable amount, but within the context of trying to deal damage early on, we should have plenty of healing with a few of our characters all having the mercenary first aid ability, so for now we'll go with the counter attack. We do need to manually set this ability to be equipped as such, so within the settings here should now have counter attack. So that's now equipped for her. Reiner, he's leveled up his Scoundrel, so I'm going to take Fleet of Foot, so this will grant Fleet of Foot and remove Root from the character. Unit with Fleet of Foot will have increased movement of +1, so you can see this actually casts in a cross shape around the character themselves for 3 tiles, so I believe the best way to use this is at the start of the battle. If you can get Reiner in the middle of your party, he can provide this extra movement buff for up to 5 people essentially. So this is a really excellent ability early on. I'm not too worried about stealing for now, so take that. Anodyne has also leveled up her mercenary. Again, go with the Power Strike to inflict attack down rather than mind down. And she's just unlocked Knight as well. Virgil. So we already had unlocked the water and fire spells, now we've got earth and thunder. This will give us the options if there's any enemies with high resistance to one element or another. The wizard line starts off a little bit simple, just these spell attack abilities, but later on we'll get some quite interesting and powerful abilities, but it does take a while to work through. Lana, what can she take? So, Blessed One, every time the character uses a single target healing ability or item on a target other than themselves, they are healed for 0.5 of the amount. Now that's quite cool as a passive ability to always self-heal, essentially, when healing an ally. I'm definitely going to want to take that soon, but I think before that we'll take Mass Heal 1, so this will essentially heal in a small area, just the usual cross shape. This is probably going to be more useful. We could take Revive, but again we've got the item to revive, and I don't expect to be dying very much early on. If this was a ultra difficult hardcore playthrough, we might take that, but for now Mass Heal will probably help us deal with the battles quicker. And finally we've got Rayfen. So we've got the option here of taking either Protect or Defensive Hit. Protect, this is really sort of one of the key abilities of the whole Knight class. One of its unique traits is to be able to take damage for allied party members, so as I say, its character protects the target from taking any kind of direct damage by taking the hit in their stead, or we can take Defensive Hit. No, I think in this case we'll definitely stick with Protect. So our party is quite nicely rounded out. As I say, I've only had a couple of battles and we've already got a few interesting abilities and a broad range of abilities across the group. I'm deliberately just taking a very balanced party for now, not trying to do anything too fancy. So our next stop will be the Timber Road. Looks like my hunch was right on the mark. Trouble just found us. More like we went looking for it. When I go looking for trouble, it will be, well, something more dangerous than this lot anyway. Fair point. Boss, these here travellers is an exact match for the description we got from that posh lord. Yes, I can see that. Now shut your fly trap, I'll do the talking. You there, officer. Are you Kyrie of the Arbiters? I am. Do we have business? Unless it's urgent, I suggest you head to the nearest Arbiters chapter house and take your problems up with them. It'll end better that way, I promise. Oh no, I'm afraid that will not do. For you see, you're just the person we've been waiting for. Wait, I believe I know the rest. Alphonse wishes the wench to be dealt with permanently, or something to that effect, and you underlings better not bungle this, or else. Does that sound about right? But how did... boss, the Lord Guy did warn you they was a wily lot. Bah, I'm not sure how you knew we were coming for you, but that changes nothing. We have both the numbers and the experience in this dirty business, unlike you ceremonial flunkies running errands for the Immortals. You know what to do. Take them down to the last man. Yeah. Alright. So our objective, defeat all foes. Alright then, so we're going to go into our troop deployment phase. Now, looking at this battlefield, it seems that we're sort of on the road here in a low-lying area, but then up to the left we've got these very tall tree trunks stacked up, so this is basically making a large height difference on the map, so quite a lot of our characters won't be able to jump up onto this log from here. That's 2 height to 8 height, so they need 8 jump. Seems like perhaps the only option is going to be to sort of climb up this trunk here and then move along. The way the enemies are positioned, they do have one ranged attacker here, so he might just want to sit up here and shoot down on us with arrows to his heart's content, so probably need to send at least a couple of people up his way. We'll also got this scoundrel wizard here, and this mercenary at the back who could go either way. He might come down, he might stay up here, so the ground troops we've got here are a bit more serious. 3 of them, all level 1, but except this chap Drew, on level 2, he's a knight, so they've got pretty sturdy defences, so I'm in 2 minds about whether to just split in half and go 3 up to the left in the trees or 3 at the bottom, but we might actually do better to just let these guys come to us, and we'll remain here and sort of react depending on which way they go. They might all actually try to go up into the trees, so for now I think we can take, let's take Reiner here. Probably going to leave Rayfen down here to be a sort of guard our back line if these guys do just push forward on the road, so take Anadine here. Virtual can start up here. Lana here and Rayfen here, so the very first thing we're going to do is get Reiner to use his Fleet of Foot ability. And the tutorial here is telling us this map has a treasure chest on it, which is up here. Treasure chests may contain a variety of things, including gear, components, gadgets and badges. To access the chest, one of your units must be positioned right next to it and then use the open action, which will appear in the list of commands. Don't worry over much, is that a word? If you are unable to reach the treasure by the end of combat, it will remain on the map for the next time. So I'm not going to be too obsessive about getting this treasure, but we'll take it if we get the opportunity. There's also a special chest here. These are usually harder to access and might require you to have specific abilities or equipment in order to reach them. So it looks like that's up very, very high. We might need some kind of unit with super high jumping stat to get up there. I don't think we'll be able to do it today. Okay, so the enemy's taking their turn. They are coming down towards us, which is probably good. As expected, the crossbowman is staying up on the logs, so we're going to have to go out and deal with him. We can't let him just rain arrows on us, or bolts rather. So we'll start off with Reiner using this Fleet of Foot. And I know this could be optimised to get as many people in it as possible, but we're going to need to move quite fast because the enemies are already on us, so... Okay, and I think I probably want to take... Probably Reiner should be the one to go up against him, because if he tries to retreat then at least Reiner also has range damage. So essentially I'm not too worried about him getting isolated on his own because he's still well within healing range. Lana, I think... So these guys are probably just going to push forward. So is he, so it's the best sort of position we could take here. I'm quite surprised that this wizard came down so close. Well, he will actually be able to jump back up, so we probably should just split our forces and take 3 up here and 3 to sort of guard the road. But I'm content to just hold back for now and let them come to us. Get Lana to heal Reiner while she's here. So I think Prioritize trying to take this guy out and have Reiner deal with him, so let's just check the range of movement on these villas. Yeah, they're not going to be able to get near us, so let's try and take out this scoundrel. Not really worth using the forceful strike because he's just going to be pushed along to the left, so take a flanking attack on him. It's 25 HP, and although this archer's going to be behind us, I think we'll just have Kyrie face off this direction. And you know whether that's useful, she can move right up and also get a flanking attack here. 34 damage, that's pretty good. And Rayfen, so she has the spear, so she can attack from up to 2 squares away. I'm not sure if it's going to work diagonally. Let's see if we can attack this archer. Yes, we can. So the option is either Scoundrel or the archer now. Can we finish him in one attack? No. However, Virgil possibly can with his, if he was to use a magic attack, so I think actually we'll leave Rayfen here. Don't want her to get too isolated. So she can link up with Kyrie and Anadine, so for now, let's just check the range on this fellow. I'm going to have Virgil cast his damage spell, but I want to hit as few allies as possible. Let's just hold a position essentially. Protect on mana for want of anything better to do. Now, moment of truth, I'm not sure it's going to be possible to attack on that rocky square in the front. That is excellent. So enemies pushing forward down the road as expected, and unfortunately he's running away. And you got a double attack spell onto Kyrie and Anadine. Kyrie's counter attack coming into play there for the first time, that's really helpful. Expected the archers fleeing to the house. So we're taking a fair bit of damage here, but I actually like getting the enemy into this position here because we're going to be able to sort of retreat up the logs and get a good position to either sort of hold them at a choke point or just surround them much more easily. So with Reiner here, we could attack this enemy and finish him off, but I think this will be a very good place to use one of our attack spells. So we do have both Virgil and Lana taking their turn before any of the enemies, so consider that they're going to use their attack spell on him, in which case who do we want to prioritise here? So we kind of do need to defend our casters, but they can move up to this position. We're going to want to block these melee attackers here, so I think for now with Reiner, this enemy has taken a bit of damage, but probably going to need to just prioritise whoever's sort of coming first up the chokehold essentially, which means it's going to be Drew. So we do sort of have to deal with this archer who's going to be behind us all at the same time. Tell you what, he's not really going to be that big a threat, so I think if we use Reiner to just attack this knight, he's going to get a flanking shot as well, which is good. With Lana, so on this sort of turn we really need to heal both Kyrie and Virgil. It's not going to be possible to heal them both at the same time, so it might actually make Kyrie just heal herself with her field medic, so let's for now just take Lana up this way, and I'm not too worried about Virgil because I'm going to move him out of harm's way essentially. So let me see. We do have the mass heal, but I'm not sure. Yeah, we don't have Kyrie and Virgil in the right position. So I think we'll just use Lana to finish off this scoundrel. I'm just drop some shellac powder. And Lana's leveled up, that's nice. So with Kyrie, tempted to go after this archer, but it will depend how aggressively these guys push forward after us. They don't actually have a huge range of movement, and as I say, if we use Refend to sort of block this area, then they're going to struggle to get up unless they have very high jump ability. So I think we actually will move up here with Kyrie to harass this fellow and just have her heal herself. The field aid. I'm guessing he's going to sort of move off to the right, so leave Kyrie facing this direction. The question here is, I want to leave Vanadine where she is, or because I don't want to push out an attack because we're going to get very easily surrounded, but the enemies could use forceful strike on us, so I don't want us all standing in a line either. This situation may actually leave Vanadine over here, because they're not going to be able to flank her, they're not going to be able to get round behind her, and she can also give herself a heal in the time being. And she'll be able to sort of hopefully push out and flank one of the enemies if it comes to it. And then, yeah, with Refend we'll block off this access point up the log. Again, a pity she's not being able to attack, but for now she can defend herself. It's also going to give her a little bit of healing. And with Virgil will pull him right back as far as he can go. He might get targeted by the archer, so better heal him up. And he could actually get forceful strike through Rayfen as well, so it's not the ideal position for him, but this is going to give us a much better position in the long run, so take a bit of pain now. Yeah, that was quite a lot of damage onto Virgil that could have finished him off. Another one. Oh, another one. He must be just about dead. So the enemies have actually played quite aggressively here, coming straight up the logs. I didn't expect them all to have that high a jump, but never mind. So we're going to need to choose who to prioritise here. Vanadine and Rayfen aren't really going to have much option about moving back up the log, so they should probably focus on fighting these two. To finish anyone off. This scoundrel is really annoying me being in a backline like this. And Virgil needs to be healed as soon as possible. Now the next enemy to take their attack is going to be this knight here. I don't think he'll be able to use forceful strike on Lana because she's could be too high up from him. So who are we going to prioritise? I think we'll just take on this, either this scoundrel or this mercenary. Probably going to be this mercenary, to be honest, so where should we move Reiner? Let's just move him up here, see what his damage range is like. Actually, we kind of want to get a flank. He has a crossbow as well, so... Yeah, we have to move Reiner away from here. I think if we move him up here... Yeah, that'll give him the back attack. I know he's going to be exposed to the other chap on the higher log, but we'll just accept that for now. And, a different decision in terms of which way he should be looking, but for now, leave him this way. That knight is healing himself up. That's quite good. I don't really want to take a hell of a lot of damage at this point, so I'm happy to take that. Now, Lana's got her mass heal. Ideal way to use it might well be this. It's going to heal up this enemy, but he's already full health, so this is actually quite a fortunate position to be in, because we can heal Virtual, Lana and Rayfen all at once. Of course, I planned this expertly. That's pretty useful actually, and we're going to move Lana back out of harm's way as much as possible. Okay, so with Kairi, I want to prioritise finishing this mercenary off. Knight actually has 6 jump. I thought Knights had slightly less jump because of their heavy armour, but he's going to have no problems jumping up here at all, so effectively this isn't actually as much of a barrier as I first presumed it to be, but just going to need to try and fight them off, and I'll try and use the highest ledge as my back line to keep the casters a little bit more safe. So let's move out with Kairi. And do we want to use attack down? He really should die in this turn, so it's not worth it. See, 26, that's not bad. Now, Anadine, so she actually does have pretty decent movement. She could move up here and finish this guy off if she doesn't miss. Idea. I'm not sure if a damage spell is going to finish him off for the full 20. We kind of want to get her out of this area though, so yeah, let's move her back up here and see if we can. If we use a forceful strike, it might make him fall down, which could be amusing. Let's give it a try. Yep, 34 damage, so he's finished. Starting to feel a bit more comfortable with this now. So, Rayfen, I suppose we'll just have her, either have her stay in position or come up and start working on this mercenary. The knight is probably going to heal himself again. I don't want to get him too bunched up, however. I'm going to be moving Virgil away from here, so yeah, she would end up being quite isolated in that sense. I think we move her here, yes, she'll be getting flanked, but we'll also be flanking the enemies at the same time, so I'll be happy to accept that. And I think we actually... Who has the highest attack? 88, 98, 80. So this chap is going to be our biggest threat, but we'll focus on the knight for now. He might run away, but at least we'll have taken him out for the fight for the time being. And And lastly, Virgil now unfortunately doesn't have a lot of movement. This does mean that if the enemies use the forceful strike, both of them are going to be damaged. At the end of the day though, it's better to get him as far back as possible. Don't think he needs to heal himself at the moment. Let's try and actually get some damage out. So I think we'll just go for the Knight again because I know he has slightly higher magic resistance, but if we can finish him off in the next round, that would be quite helpful. Okay, so yeah, as expected, forceful strike on us. Always trying to not have the units stand next to each other, but it's not always practical or even the best thing to do, to just try and avoid that at all costs. So we've got Reiner taking his turn, and then the Knight and the Mercenary. Unfortunately I have left Virgil a little bit exposed on his side here. Actually he might die in this round, which is not the best, but let's check the enemy's range of movement. I think I'll move on to his side. So I think he'll only take one attack, and he can't attack Anadine from the side, so I think he should just survive, so put his fate in the hands of luck. I think we'll see again if we can get some damage on the Knight. Reiner can hit him from here. It's considered a side attack, so we'll take that. So yep, as expected, the forceful strike on Virgil again. He's taking quite the beating in this map. So first things first, let's get him healed. Thankfully Lana's taking her turn first. Now we need to heal Anadine and Virgil. We can do it with one spell here, however it is sadly going to heal the Knight as well after all the hard work. But using one turn to heal two characters is going to be worth it. We'll just need to accept healing that enemy. And I think we'll move Lan out just a little bit, give her some breathing room. Okay, so what's he on to now? He's down to 73. We have him completely surrounded now. Will the three of them be able to take him out in one turn? I think so. We also have Virgil to put in some spell damage if not. A little bit worried about leaving Virgil exposed here because either of these two enemies could attack him if he moves back, or well, he's going to move back for certain. So let's just go with trying to take out the Knight. .22 damage, that's not too bad. We'll leave Kairi where she is for now. Her high attack stats are going to do some business here. Yep, 30 HP, that's pretty good. She can also stay where she is for now. Virgil probably want to move him here, I would imagine. A little bit of damage on this scoundrel. 30 HP actually, that's pretty good. Reiner could potentially finish him off on his next turn. He is the next weakest enemy. I don't want to attack the Knight, even though he has 13 HP. He's going to attack damage 3 of our own, so I believe this is actually not going to hit Lana as well because it's too high. And he doesn't have any resistance, so yeah, let's go with this. 29 HP, that's good. Now, Lana should definitely... Oh, sorry, Rayfen should finish off this knight. Yeah, we'll stick on him for now. I hope. Yeah, 32 damage from the rear attack, that's good. Okay, and we want to move her. So we're going to be going after these two fellows in the next round. May as well block off his path and also encourage this guy to come up towards us, so putting her at risk, but probably worth it to get them in her own place. Again, they're going after Virgil, he's getting a terrible time during this battle. Okay, I'm not too worried about Reiner's damage, in fact we might be able to just kill this enemy off straight away. How much has he got? 26. I'm not confident. I think the castle should do about 29 damage, but just in case, we'll make sure Reiner finishes the job. Yeah, 40 damage, that's excellent. It's missed, oh my god. That's I didn't notice the exact stat, but I think it was about 2%. That's very frustrating, but just have to accept it. Oh no. Virgil was in serious trouble. Thankfully we can get him up straight away with Lana again. I'm not sure if the mass heal will affect both levels here. No, it won't, so I'm just going to focus on Virgil. I can't believe that missed. Standing right behind him with the crossbow pretty much pointed at his head, he still manages to miss. Okay, so probably going to need to just accept using pulling Kairi back to finish this enemy off. If she does enough damage, yeah, it should do 34. Excellent. Actually, that was only 93% to hit there, so maybe it was slightly higher for Reiner to miss, so we won't be too down on him. And leaves only these two fellows, so Scoundrel and a Mercenary. Kind of want to leave Anadine where she is, but it's going to get Force of Striked into Virgil again. He can ill afford to take more damage, so let's just leave her here. And wow, 50 HP, that's enormous damage this lady. Wow, 75 critical hit with the sledgehammer, so must have pretty much finished him off in one attack. And we might actually be able to with Virgil, down to 13 HP. Yep, that's great. Quick end for him. And that leaves us with just Norokai? Norokai? Now, I know she can actually attack from 2 squares away, so... Well, let's just leave her where she is. It's considered a front attack, but we'll have other units to finish him off in the next turn. Rayfen leveled up as well. Okay, so we should just be finishing him off in this turn. Didn't miss this time, Reiner, well done. Looks like Kairi will be getting the honour of finishing this guy off. Yes, good. And we got some shellac powder for our trouble. I did forget to go after the chest, but you can come back and once you've cleared a map, it will be just a sort of generic battle, so come back and get it next time perhaps. So we got about 2000 GP, a couple of items there, and some ability points. Don't think that's going to let us gain new abilities, just 170, but Kyrie says, nice work, Anadine. Thank you, Captain. My training is proving its worth, just as you said it would. I confess I am impressed at the progress you've made in a very short time. But once again, please address me by my name. I prefer that we relax protocol while in the field. Oh. Oh, yes, of course. Kyrie. Ready to report my findings, Madam Captain. I await your convenience. Speak funny. Rainer, you're insufferable. Alas, I am a man of many flaws, Madam Captain. Sigh. Very well, report. I like the little bats in the background hanging on the tree branches. We eliminated that group entirely. The roads are safe for the time being. Safer, at least. However, it is just as you surmised. The bandits seem to have been in the employ of one of our favourite noblemen, Alphonse. I recovered a fat purse from the leader, fashioned from purple velvet and embroidered with lace. Does anyone doubt where this came from? I think that's going to be Alphonse. That is interesting, but also pure conjecture. You have something in the way of hard evidence, I assume. Oh, you know me too well. I figured that the little lordling wouldn't have enough gold on his person to pay for a major assassination, so I searched the bandit leader thoroughly. Oh my. And lo and behold, tucked away in his boot was a promissory note for a much larger sum. Said note was signed by Alphonse himself. Quite a gamble for him to take. He must truly hate us. Excellent work, Rainer. Coupled with the thugs confirming that they were in Alphonse's employ, this should be ample evidence against him. Alright, you two take a breather. I'll ready everyone for our departure for the temple near Sentina. Okay. Rainer? I'm not sure I followed that whole exchange. It's hard to tell by looking at her because she keeps her emotions so carefully in check, but Kyrie is actually very angry and concerned. The fact that Alphonse murdered a man right in front of you two, and appears to have been cleared by the council, well, it calls a lot of what we believe into question. But Alphonse is a mark now, and all the marks are above the law by explicit council order. There's nothing we can do. That was my first thought too, but Kyrie knows the law of the letter, knows the law letter by letter. There is a provision related to the Arbiter's right of self-defence, which supersedes all other laws, even those pertaining to the marked. Well, found a wee loophole here. By sending those ruffians after us, Alphonse has given us legal grounds to bring him to justice, regardless of his marked status. Ah, the captain is so wise. Yes. Captain Senpai. So that is the reason we've been heading towards Sentina this whole time. Knowing the Lord was going that way himself, Kyrie was seeking retribution. We may be tasked with enforcing the law, but in the end, justice is what Kyrie seeks above all else. There is no way the women I know would ever let this go. Alright, we've had our break, let's rejoin the group. Okay, so we've unlocked a few waypoints up to the temple there. Well, I think that'll do us for this episode, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.